Hey guys, good morning. It is Brent Abel, webtennis.com. What's going on out there today? If you were standing where I'm standing right now and you took like about a 45-degree look to your left, Jeffrey, move this way a little bit. Come over this way. Keep coming. And boom, there you go. Yeah. So anyway, Mother Nature just showing off this morning. Little activity up there in the San Jacintos last night. The snow was down to, gosh, at least halfway down, if now not 2/3. Anyway, some spectacular views here in the desert this morning in Southern California. Hope you're having a great day so far, wherever you are, as you tune into the live video today, or maybe catch the replay some point later. Couple things before we get into today's topic. And today's topic is about what I think is the number one key to reflexing volleys, especially in doubles. And so we're going to talk about that. First, just a reminder, as you can see on the screen there, I always offer a complimentary topspin second serve course. If you're new to web tennis, if you're new to my tennis instruction, want to give you a flavor of what I do. So that, and look, I mean, let's admit it, the second serve is kind of an important stroke in the game. Jeffrey, would you agree with that? Yes, we have a double thumbs up. The great Jeff Jacklich over here. Look, you can pick up that course. Just go over to webtennis.com, get signed up. Just got to drop in a first name and email address. You'll get onto my email list. Yes. It's kind of a fair exchange, I think, but you'll get a course that's going to show you how to sort of solve those two problems. Number one, practically eliminate double faults. No, I'm not going to go with the hypey clickbait, how to never double fault again for the rest of your life. Not going to do that. But number one, practically eliminate double faults. And number two, how do you hit a high quality spin that doesn't just sit up there and beg your opportunity? Could you hit this thing as hard as you've ever hit tennis ball in your life? And so we want to accomplish those two things, and I've got that course there for you. Webtennis.com. Last few days I've been mentioning the January 2021 reboot. 31 days, right? We're going to get the body reset, get the mind, the body reset, and really come out of the blocks in 2021. What's that? Trading Places. Lewis looking good. Feeling good. Anyway, Jeff's over there totally engrossed with something. I'm not sure what it is. Anyway, so what else? Yeah, the reboot. So guys, let's get into today's topic. And let me bring up a video here. I'm going to do this first. Share my screen. And boom, there we go. So, reflex volleys, right? And in doubles, they're going to happen where sometimes, you're just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or your opponent's in the right place at the right time, and they end up choosing rather than, maybe going to an open court, or they end up choosing going to the player that's the closest to them. In this case, that would be yours truly, Paul Wolf with the serve and the volley. And look, this is a smart play, because typically from this part of the court, Paul, I know, is going to go cross court. So, but at the same time, when a ball is slightly up, when it's not down low, and this one's up high enough, and he's in close enough where there's a geometric possibility that he could just unload on this forehand volley and just come right at me with it. So even if 9 out of 10 times he's going to take this thing cross court, I'm assuming it's coming to me, right? So that's just kind of the underlying foundation. I'm assuming that you're going to go ahead and play this thing at me, and I'm going to be ready for it. Now, here's the big mistake that most players make is, number one is if they're assuming it's coming to them, the first thing they do is they take the racket handle and they start to just squeeze the living daylights out of the racket handle, because they perceive it as danger. Perceive it as this is a problem. And I try to do the opposite. What I try to do is what I used to do in baseball. As a kid, I grew up playing baseball in Berkeley, California. Played a lot of youth baseball, Little League, Babe Ruth, American Legion, and also played a lot of high school baseball too when I went to high school in Colorado Springs. And I played a lot of third base, and a lot of third base is, you're going to have to reflex where you just can't kind of settle in on ground balls or line drives. A lot of that is because you're so close to home plate that you got to be able to reflex. And one of the things that one of the coaches told me that I've been able to take over to tennis is that you've got to have soft hands, right? And we talked about soft hands the other day with a return to serve. The same thing applies here. And the reason you want to have soft hands, and someone asked me, what does soft hands means? Well, it simply means that you're not gripping the racket tightly. You're not into the death grip. And the reason is because if you go too tight, you create tension, not only in your hands and your arms and your shoulders, in your body, in your life, is you want to be able to be reflexive. And the only way you can do that is really with a relaxed grip. And if you think about it, what's the one and only time where maybe on a reflex volley, you've got to firm up the grip? Well, that is just at the moment of contact. And even then, if you reflex it quickly enough, you can actually make a little shot choice out of it and do something. But in this case here, soft hands, and I'm assuming it's coming to me, and it's on me. But because I've got soft hands, I can react, I can get little turn, I can actually create little space. I can create a little space away from the path of that ball, get the racket face behind it, and just be able to, in this case, there's really not much opportunity to redirect it somewhere, just be able to provide a backboard. Let the ball rebound, right? Just let it rebound out of there. And now I'm sure that that Mr. Porter here, his intention was not to get the ball up to the player in front of him and give this guy an opportunity to drill it at me, right? And so again, it's soft hands, and it's assuming it's coming to me. And now this one gets down, right? This is like a little half volley from being in close to the net. And again, all I'm trying to do is trying to soften it so I don't pop it up and get it right back at that player. And look, is this totally intentional? And I see a lot of players going, well, if I do this, I want to take it to the guy's forehand hip. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me that you've got that wherewithal in terms of being able to redirect it. All I'm thinking about is, look, I just want to get it softly down so that it ends up being in a really tough spot for that opponent. And Keith Porter smartly decides, look, I'm not going to set up Brent a third time. So he ends up playing a beautiful lob right up the line. Thank you very much. So let me know, what questions have you got? Let me take a peek here on comments. Let me know in the comments area kind of what you're thinking about with this. And what's kind of, maybe your number one problem that you feel with a reflex volley. Let's go ahead and play this point in real time. Let me get past the first serve here. Go to because it is a second serve. And look, it's those two things, really. I mean, the reflex volley is really just those two things. Number one, assume it's coming to you. And then number two, as you're under that assumption, you're just soft in the hands, because you don't need to be tight on the grip when, unless you're just making contact. Maybe that's the only time to firm it up. And even then, you don't want to go death grip on it. You want to be able to have some kind of, I don't know what the word is, pliability or something, so that you can absorb that thing coming in. So that's it, man. That's it. I don't know how else to embellish it. I'd love to, but I can't do it. I'm assuming right now it's coming to me. Soft hands. And right, there we go. And again, here we go. Thank you very much. Okay. So that's it. That's it. Oh, there's Mr. McIntosh with the little dig. What part does luck play? Mr. O, I don't know what to tell you on that one. I think the reflex volley is actually a learned skill. And definitely, like that reflex volley that I hit, what's today? Today, that was Sunday that we played the doubles with Jeff and Kevin, and thank you. That's right. You hit that return to serve back to Jeff so he could completely unload on me. And he did. And that one was just, it was the same thing. I'm assuming, well, here it comes. And he just crushed it. I don't know how else to. And I just kind of got there and it just squirted off right into squirted off cross court for an outright winner. And so maybe there was a little luck. Let's be honest. What's the percentage of shots that we play in the game of tennis that are completely intentional, right? That actually we see an incoming ball and we decide, I'm going over there. I'm going to that spot right there. What are the chances that we actually hit that spot that we intend to go to? Very small, very, very small. So luck does play a part in it from time to time. Brian Kelly, what part does genetics play in it? Again, I don't know. Probably some, but at the same time, I still think it's a learned skill. I still think if you can not be fearful up there, because I see a lot of players who are just scared to death of being up, number one, of being up at net, but number two, in that situation where they think someone's going to unload on them, is that they just go tense. They get really tight. And to me, that's the time when someone's going to get hurt because you just can't react. And so, yeah, you got to find a way to, and look, I mean, God, have I spent time, baskets of balls with guys up close and they're just drilling the ball, about waist high, right? No one's trying to headhunt on this thing, and you're just working on that feeling. What's that feeling of being relaxed? And I'm working more on that rather than, what kind of great shot can I hit off of it? Because really with the reflex volley, you're not looking at that as an opportunity. You're not looking at as an opportunity, to be able to do something great. You're really just trying to, let's see if we can't keep the ball in play in such a way that we don't give them a real big opportunity. And sometimes you can't do that, right? Sometimes it's one thing to reflex it and make them hit one more ball, but you just kind of push it up there and it's just a sitting duck. And there's nothing you can do about it. Okay. But at least you're trying to make them hit one more ball. So Chris is saying reflexes expose underlying flaws in routine volleys, in my humble opinion. Yeah, I think so. But I still think that if you could have the greatest volley technique in the world when all things are great for you, but as soon as you get in that situation where someone's about to unload on you and you got to reflex it, I don't care how great your stroke technique is. If you go death grip on the racket just before they make contact, I mean, that is not part of a great volley technique, which is death grip, right? So I would tell you that that's something for you guys to work on. And it could be nothing more than just being aware, like when you're out there and look, why not get you and a practice partner, both you guys are standing on the tee, and just see if you could hit balls at each other. Obviously not not head hunting. You got to be careful, but see if you can, bring a little pace to the volley with good technique at the same time as your practice partner's about to make contact. How soft in the hands can you go? And And that's a great thing to practice, because there is no way that you're going to be able to reflex volleys. And look, let's be honest, in doubles, it happens frequently that you've got to be able to do that. And if you learn that skill, man, you can bail yourself out, but lots of times you're bailing out your partner, right? Where you, on a return, and the guy crosses, and we see this all the time. You know, guy crosses, he drills it, should be drilling that put away volley or that volley to some part of the open court, but of course they go right at the opponent. The opponent reflexes it back for a little dump winner. So anyway, guys, hope you got something from today's video. Again, would love to hear from you, either in the comments area, or you can direct message me, or shoot me an email, brent@webtennis.com. And again, on the screen, if you've not yet picked up my topspin second serve course, you can do so. I'm happy to give it to you. Just go over to webtennis.com, drop in a first name and email address, and you'll get immediate access to that course. Guys, with that said, get out there today. Help someone else have a spectacular day, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for hanging out.